What should we do? Should we just start again right off the bat, like I'm from New York or something?
Do you have something to rant about?
No, I got nothing to rant about. You know, I do have something to rant about.
Let's hear it. Go for it.
Okay, so like...
Did you get bit right there?
What?
Right there.
No.
It's like raised.
Oh, no, sometimes because I went on a
hive.
walk. No, I went on a walk. And I don't know if this happens to everybody else, but when you're on a walk, like, if wind hits your face, like, you get these weird, like, bumps on your face. And it looks like a mosquito bite. Do you ever get that?
Like goosebumps.
Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
his looks
Not
like-
even goosebumps. It looks like a mosquito bite.
You know what it is? Gnats. You know how they like swarm?
Nah, gnats don't bite you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't bite. They just get annoying, like get all over you, whatever. But I don't think they bite you.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what really grinds my gears?
What kinds?
Okay, we act like we live in a civil society. Like everything is fine here. You know, like we're in a first world country, quote unquote.
So
but
they
like any trip to a public restroom will teach you and will show you that we are still animals, okay? And if we didn't have rules, if we didn't have religion to guide us, we would all be like eating off the floor right now, okay? Have you ever seen the toilet in a public restroom? They are disgusting. I was in a washroom today. Like, it literally looked like the person went to the washroom and missed the complete toilet. Like, they didn't even get one drop in the toilet.
You know why I'm laughing?
How does that happen?
I know you were severely impacted by this because of the levels of your volume. You pissed.
Oh, my bad. Oh, shoot. Am I feeling the mic?
You mad?
Nah, but like every time, and it's like I don't know, man. It's the most annoying thing in the world. What?
Was this recently?
Yeah.
Today.
The one that we went to?
No. Well, that too, but like it was in a gym. In the gym, like of all places, and like as Muslim men,
that pre-workout, it didn't sit well. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's that's the funny thing is that like today we went to the movies.
Yeah.
And like as I was driving to the gym, as I was driving to the movies, prior to that I went to the gym and I had pre-workout, and it was the first time I had pre-workout since coming back from Ramadan. So like I don't know if my body just was rejecting it at first, but I didn't feel it until after I was driving to the gym, so I had to go to the washroom like bad. And that's when I went to the washroom and saw blah blah all that kind of stuff. But also at the gym it was bad, and that's why I was just so annoyed by it. But like what was I saying? See, now I lost my train of thought.
You're just saying everyone's uncivilized here because of the bathrooms.
Well, yeah, but there was something I was leading to, but now I completely forgot what that was. Why is my computer freezing? Come on now. Catch up. Catch up.
It
does that sometimes, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to continue because now I had a thought in my mind and like now I'm forgetting what it was.
I'll chime in until you remember.
You know what? Okay, welcome back, guys, to the Cousin Connection podcast. Welcome back, guys, to the Cousin
Connection podcast. We're matching today.
Yeah. You know, we didn't plan this.
Act
well, sort
excited,
of.
Okay? Act a little excited. Like, oh my God, yay, we're matching.
Yeah, we're matching, guys. Oh my God, can you believe it? It's almost like it's almost like you're filming this in my own house where I can change whatever clothes I want when she comes in and make it match anyways. You know, just like
Eid Mubarak to all of you guys who celebrate, and for those of you who missed us, we decided to take a week off to celebrate with our family. Yeah, and just chill for the weekend. Our intro was kind of just like Amir expressing his. I'm sorry, I'm like really hot. Like I'm actually sweating. Can you not see my face?
No, you're not sweating right now. Don't worry, just think of it like a glow. Like, you know, when you put on like moisturizer and you have that little glow afterwards? That's what it is. She just sprayed a bottle on her face. Right.
Oh my God, I made that shiny?
No, you're not that shiny. I'm just saying, like, you know how sometimes they do that for moisturizer? Like, they have that bottle spray. Gizman does it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Or
like
Aisha does it sometimes. Yeah.
A hydrating mist?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know about that?
My sister's Aisha.
I mean, yeah, but like, I just didn't think you
Or
like...
Aisha. You guys always say that I say Aisha wrong.
Yeah, you always say Aisha.
Yeah. What's wrong with Aisha?
Because that's not her name.
Her name,
you know that song?
What? Aisha. Aisha.
No, she needs to do that one trend on TikTok where it's like,
which?
Like you have a name, but you, like people call you so many different things.
Oh, they call me Stacy.
Yeah.
They call me Nate. Or something like that. I forget that song.
That's not my name.
Yeah.
Did you remember your thought yet? I think it'll come back to you like mid-episode.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's okay though. It'll come.
I hate it when that happens.
It happens.
Yeah, everybody knows that at this point.
Yeah.
We also have an audience member today. If you don't know, I don't look at my laptop when there's a camera right there.
We did that last time. Remember? We're just like,
we're always looking at the laptop. I think it's because we're used to like the like team meetings or like Zoom meetings and stuff. So you're like always looking at your laptop when the camera's right there.
Yeah.
Well, you can make it so that you can adjust it so you have a camera over here and then you communicate to there.
Nah. Oh shoot! I just realized that every time you say anything, it's not gonna be picked up. So do
you want like a third mic?
Maybe I'll just use like the camera audio or something.
It'll be like that little extra voice. Like,
yeah.
Who is that? Do you want to start off with the topic? Like I feel like we both have topics this time.
No. Just go ahead.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, you just got a free flow. You got to let it go. At this point, it's like what, 50, 40, 47 episodes?
50.
47 episodes. This is episode 47.
Just kidding.
By the way, it was also like our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, I guess that's the first thing we should talk about.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to us. It's been a week since then, April 30th.
Yeah. It's funny enough, we missed the 1 week.
No. Shout out to all of you guys who like acknowledged it. Abbas being one of them.
Acknowledge what?
Our anniversary. Like we actually got a couple of messages.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh,
y'all better than me, man.
I know. So yeah, we Cousin Connection is officially 1 year old, whatever.
Made a lot of progress in 1 year.
We did.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the consistency. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think we hit a lot of the goals that we had set for ourselves. Like I didn't even think that we would even reach like 1,000 subscribers or be able to monetize our channel. Like I really didn't think that we'd get that far.
No, I'm telling you, I knew we would make it.
Oh, look at you.
Okay. No, the only reason I knew that we would make it like is only if we were consistent. The internet will reward you if you are consistent.
That's true.
If it's not, of course, maybe the surprising part was how quick it was happening.
Yeah.
But it helps that you have like a following, people who would already like be interested in supporting whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But even if you don't have an audience or people around you that support you, like a large group of people, I feel like as long as you're consistent, it may take 2 years, it may take 3 years.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent, eventually you will be able to reap the rewards of your hard work.
I mean, I don't think it's just consistency. I think you also have to like elevate your content.
Yeah, that
like,
too. Quality
versus quantity. And I think like a huge part of our success is like due to the constant evolution isn't the word, but the constant improvements.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
And a huge part of it is because of you. Like you kind of do a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm not going to lie. Like, everyone's always asking like, how do you guys edit? I'm like, Amir does it. I don't know.
Well, I've like built these skills over the years. Just from like me being interested in like entertainment or how entertainment editing works, or not entertainment editing. How do you even say it? Content creation works. That's what I mean to say. Yeah.
But also at the same time, you complimented him into some other degrees as well. That you actually help him out with the social media.
Exactly. Because I would not be good with the social media stuff. I'm trash at social media.
But like even when I was reflecting, because I love a good reflection session. When I was reflecting on like, okay, so we hit some of our goals, like what can we do for our next year? And this is probably like a conversation for just me and Amir, but I mean, you guys are our cousins now, right? So we might as well share. And a lot of it comes down to, putting in more effort with social media, because like the effort's there in terms of our editing, but it's like I kind of now have to shift my mindset when we're posting content online to kind of shift towards that content creation. But ultimately, like I think we both feel this way, where we want our content to always be authentic to who we are. And we never want to be that like perfectly curated like page, because that's just not us, like you guys know us. We're very genuine in what we talk about, and there's no script. We literally just like say
Abbas will tell you. Like our audience member, we didn't know what we were going to talk about. We're just like, well, you sort of kind of make it up as we're going.
Pretty much more human.
And like one of the most like someone literally just asked me this week, like, how do you guys always have something to talk about? I'm like, you know what? I think like we have such different interests. Like we also have like similar-ish mindsets, but like we have such different interests. And Amir is like literally he knows everything about everything.
I know a little bit about everything. That's what it is.
Okay, fine, whatever. But no, you. I feel like the thing is even if you know a little bit, you're always open to learning. And I've kind of adapted that from you. Like I remember in the very early stages, like you'd bring up a topic, I'm like, I don't know anything about that, and you're like, just just listen, Sada. You'll learn something. And like we'll leave that recording session. I'm like, wow, I learned something new. Like who would have thought that I'd be into Marvel movies now?
Exactly. By the way, watch the Marvel movie today. I'll talk about that later.
I haven't caught up.
Yo,
I feel like
Strange?
it wasn't worthy of watching
God.
it yet, you know, because I haven't watched the other one.
No, you definitely for this movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Madness in the Multiverse. Like you definitely have to watch all the other movies, not all of them, but like most of them, or certain ones to be able to understand it. You watched the first Doctor Strange, but I'm talking about the new one that came out today.
Oh, this is a sequel?
Friday. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's also you need to watch WandaVerse as well, just to get
WandaVision. Yeah.
What's that?
It's a TV show. So like Disney Plus is also doing this thing where they're making TV shows too.
Listen.
No. You don't have to watch the whole show. No. Okay. I can honestly for that one you can kind of like I can explain it in like a sentence and you'll kind of be caught up on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But that was definitely like a crazy movie. I'm gonna talk about it later. We'll see.
Fine.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Like, I guess I don't know if you reflected it all.
I'm really bad at reflecting. Me, it's just like let's go
on the spot.
What?
Like any thoughts that you want to.
No, I'm always thinking about like how to elevate the content, what we can do better. Like we're definitely working. Like, of course, we have the podcast.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about how to like move to the next level and make things outside of the podcast that aren't like.
Don't be giving them too many details.
Oh yeah, we're trying to expand it here because like I feel like we can make a cousin connection multiverse to get back to the Marvel stuff. I'm just saying.
Multiverse. All right,
yeah, you're probably like, oh, multiverse. What are you talking about, Dory? My Marvel fans will understand. Network. Okay, network to give you more like generic answer or whatever.
CCP, cousin connection production.
Exactly. You see your name change in the future. I'm just saying,
it might just pop up randomly, Actually, wait, we already are CCP, cousin connection podcast.
Oh, CCPP. Wait, no. That's like the ICUP thing. Oh, we're like that close.
What was that again?
The ICUP?
Yeah. What?
I don't remember how kids would get you to say that by like making you spell something. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Like I remember like the ICUP, but like how did we
get to that?
Yeah.
There was kids who would like tell you like because if you spelled it backwards, so it's like ICUP would be pucky.
No.
What was it? Abbas is our
bad
fact checker.
joke where pretty much they write down the letters saying I see you,
and then they would tell the person to say it out loud. Oh, that was so dumb.
That's dumb.
We thought that was funny at one point.
No, but there are other ones like the eyes one. They'll be like spell eyes 10 times, so you spell it EYES.
Oh yeah.
And then they write it down. You're like read it, and you're like ES, and they're like
no. They would tell you to spell it out.
Yeah, they would tell you spell it out like verbally. Then they write it down, you read it, and because
yes.
So you read
I forgot about
ES.
that one. Yeah.
Or have you seen the ashamed one?
No.
Where they tell you like they say like say Muhammad, like you say it in that way 10 times, and then they'll spell out ashamed, and you read it as Ashamed.
Oh really?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
I don't remember that one.
Really?
Maybe I missed that video.
It's because I went to like an ethnic school.
Oh, okay. So they made it ethnic for you guys. Oh my god.
But yeah, so that was pretty much our. Oh, is your phone on Do Not Disturb?
Oh shoot! Am I getting notifications on my phone?
Did it stop recording?
No, it's still recording.
Oh.
You know what, guys? Let's take a break here real quick, just so we make sure it's recording. And we're back, and we got a third mic for Abbas here because it was kind of just awkward with him having to speak through the camera mic there. But yeah, what were we talking about there before we had to quickly make that change there?
We were kind of just, you were giving them a little bit of like a teaser of what's to come.
Yeah, just know there's more. Oh yeah, we finished on the ICUP thing and then eyes or whatever. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All those little childish games you used to play. But yeah, let's just jump into an actual topic then.
Okay. Did we talk about Eid already?
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Oh, actually, the one thing that was interesting is that like Gizman or Aisha was talking. 1 second. Gotta blow my nose. I mean, not blow my
sneeze.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, there's interesting thing she brought up is that like in the Western world they have like Christmas off and like Easter off and all these things off. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like at this point, especially if they're trying to be inclusive and everything, they should start giving Muslims like Eid off no matter what, because I know we don't know what day it's going to be on no matter during the year.
Yeah.
Like it's easier, of course, for Western holidays because they have the same day every year.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should start doing that for Muslims, like letting them to take the day off without like any questions asked, because there are a lot of Muslims who are scared to like take the day off. Because of the repercussions from the work, even though technically legally they're not allowed to get repercussions from it.
Yeah.
There are always repercussions for your actions no matter what. It's like easier in a world where you don't have a boss that you have to what do you call it again? Report to.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain that to Aisha there, but we shouldn't be, and she actually tried to send me a post being like, if you're too scared to take the day off from your boss, then you should probably not be working there. I'm like, yeah, but you know, this is the real world, right?
You're trying to like make it sound like she's not in tune with reality.
No, that's not that. It's just like showing you like how we shouldn't be like that. It should be like that post where we shouldn't have to be scared to take the day off.
I mean, but like in Canada, like I can't speak for America because I don't live there, but I feel like here, if you tell your bosses like it's a religious holiday, aren't they supposed to give it to you?
I don't know.
Legally speaking, isn't that in your charter of rights?
Then why don't more of us do it?
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Last year when I tried to take off, my vacation request was denied because
there you go. Like
because
you literally just said.
I waited too long, and they were like, "We don't have the coverage. Sorry."
But it shouldn't be like that. It doesn't. Even if you tell them the day before, if it's a religious holiday, you should be able to take it off. And at that point, the places, they know that Eid is coming up.
Oh yeah, I know.
So if they know it's coming up, they should bring it up months ahead of time.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when it comes to Eid, I'm gonna take it off. I'm sorry. If not, I'm calling in sick. Like last year, I didn't, only because I was already staying home anyway. Like I was really weird about taking time off. I was just like, if I'm staying home, like what's the point? You know, might as well work and then.
Well, you shouldn't have to.
No, I know. I totally agree. I think, and the thing is, I get it. It's hard to like plan in advance because we really don't know if it's Eid until the night before.
Yeah.
But like look at like Dubai or other Muslim countries. I don't know why Dubai was the first one on top of my head, but I just know about it. They have like 3 days or like a week off or something for Eid.
Yeah. Maybe it is.
I thought we would get that.
I guess maybe it is because like I can't say that in Dubai. I don't know. That's really I can't say. I can't say like in places like Muslim countries like Dubai or I don't know, Egypt, Turkey, that they maybe don't offer the same credit to those Christians or whoever's celebrating like Christian holidays like Christmas or Easter, that kind of thing, right? So maybe I'm speaking without understanding that maybe there's a double standard where like in another in a Muslim country, they don't allow them to get those days off. And in this country, so maybe we just have to accept that in a Western country, we kind of have to stick with the Western holidays.
You know what though?
Yeah.
Because Aisha and I were in Dubai in December.
Yeah.
And they had like Christmas trees up and stuff.
Okay, so maybe they're more open to it there then.
Yeah, like I think, I don't know, like we weren't there over.
That was legal?
Yeah. What do you mean? Was it Chris Brown performed in Saudi Arabia?
I guess so. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, it's ironic how like they'll be performing in those countries, but you like they can't openly drink outside, and they can't like they accept that, but they don't accept like things being done in public, like drinking and all that kind of stuff. Like so I feel like it's very hypocritical in that case, but that's a whole other thing. Okay, I don't want to get
a whole
into
other
that.
topic for a whole other day.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it's I don't know if they actually get Christmas and like non-Muslim holidays.
I'm gonna look that up to see if they actually have it. In
have this laptop.
Do they have anything like that, Abbas? Have you found anything? Sorry.
So I just did a quick Google search. Now I'm gonna assume UAE. It had 11. Pretty much public holidays, including...
No, I'm talking about like... But when you say public holidays, are you including like Christmas and all those things?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I guess maybe in those countries they do get it. But there are Christian Egyptians and like...
Yeah.
But UAE, I'm not sure if... I guess, yeah, because they have a lot of international people there, right?
Yeah,
okay, so that kind of makes sense.
And a correction for the public holidays for Egypt is 21.
Yeah.
In total.
Okay, so I don't know. But it's just something that I do feel like maybe needs to be addressed more in this country, where it's like... People don't bring it up because they feel that like little children are like, are they going to give me the day off? That kind of thing. But it should be the work coming up and being like, okay, this is when it's around. Are you taking the day off? That kind of thing.
Honestly, though, like I really
just so people don't feel like they. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it really kind of comes down to like your manager. Unfortunately, like I'm in a new department this year, and my manager is like super chill, like. I'm very lucky to have her.
Yeah.
That she's like, yeah, you want Eid off? No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't even,
mm-hmm.
you know, and it's unfortunate that some people have that like anxiety, like, should I bring it up? Like, are they even going to give it to me? And if I tell them and they say no, then I can't call in sick because they already know, like, you know, you're in this like catch-22 moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, I kind of have to side with Aisha. Like, if that's how you feel about your manager, maybe you shouldn't be working there. But I know you don't always have a choice. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm really bad because like my memory sucks. So I won't know until like.
I'm going to get you like
I won't
fish
remember
oil.
to actually say it until like maybe like the day before or something. But like, oh shoot, wait, Eid is like coming up.
You worked, right?
Yeah. Like I technically worked. Like what I did essentially is because I can work from home. I like took it with me throughout the day.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, we weren't supposed to get anything. Like I usually take a lot of calls, and we weren't supposed to get any that day because thankfully the manager was actually my manager's more supportive and that kind of thing. They're like, okay, we'll cancel all calls, and like if maybe an emergency call comes in, then maybe you can take it. And we got like all day calls from like customers calling in that we weren't expecting to call in. So I was like, yeah, you saw me that day. I was like, hey,
he was like hiding upstairs at my brother's house, like, and I'm just like, what is he doing? And then I realized he's working. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Put in a bit of a 2 cents myself as well.
What's up
regarding this? For this topic, I believe it's depending on the company as well. Like each company has its way of. Some of them are just pretty much high productivity or just always constantly working that they cannot afford to have someone to go off the line or away from it due to personal. Holidays or personal like.
So you're saying they're essential workers?
Some essential workers cannot afford to actually move away from.
Like, no, the company can't afford to have them away.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not the person.
That's poor planning. Oops,
yeah, that
on
is
the
poor
company's
planning.
part because we're human beings. We're not machines. People can be sick. They can have family emergencies.
Yeah, like what happened if I was
holidays.
sick that day?
Yeah, like if you can't afford to let somebody take the day off, then maybe you need to like revisit your hiring strategy and hire more people.
Yeah. So that's the counter to that, basically.
Yeah, not to like not against you, but against those companies, Because
not against, because against is such a negative, connotation to
in
it.
response to.
Okay.
Unless you want to consider it as constructive criticism as well.
Well, yeah.
That's basically what we're saying. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just something I wanted to finish off there with the Eid conversation because I feel like a lot of people feel that way, so I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. I guess one thing that we kind of just wanted to touch on before we get into the other topics for this week is it was like a couple days before Eid in Ethiopia in the Gondar region. There was an attack on the Muslims praying in the mosque, and you guys know, like we've talked about this before in the Tragedy Olympics, where it's like if we we all have our things that we're passionate about, things that we're more interested in. If we could, we would love to highlight the tragedy. What's the word? Tragedies.
Yeah, shoot. And when she says Tragedy Olympics, there's an actual episode renamed Tragedy Olympics. Why is that word so hard to say?
I don't know. It was like, yo.
Yeah.
That's an episode, and I'll put the card up here so you can click on it if you haven't already.
I'll put the card up there.
No, the card is like on YouTube. You add.
Oh, really?
Yeah, come on.
Guys, okay. I'm sorry to take credit for her editing.
Right? Like you don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. But we on this channel, on this platform, we have never been super political. Like politics is just not something that either of us are like super into. If something piques our interest, obviously we'll cover it. I
do pay attention to a lot of politics, but it's usually like local politics.
Like international politics you're not into?
Like I pay attention to all politics in general. This Gondar situation specifically, like normally I would look into it, but I think it was just like it was around Eid time, like a little bit before Eid, like
2 or 3 days before.
Yeah, and this week, like up to then, has been so crazy that I haven't had time to actually look into anything that's been going on, and like after a while, you kind of get like you're like, you know what, I'm not ready to like look into something like that because it's so like it's gonna be heavy.
Yep.
So you don't want to like look into that when you're like getting ready for Eid and you have all these things going on.
My mom like was the one that told me about it because these WhatsApp chats, they work faster than CNN, than Al Jazeera, than any news outlet you could think of. Like the way that our parents like spread information, and it's crazy because like my dad's in Ethiopia right now, and my mom got all this info, and she's like calling him like, did you hear about what happened? He's like, no, what are you talking about? So it's like crazy how information.
I can see that, because when we were in Ethiopia, like,
did you feel like really disconnected?
Yeah, because you literally everything is so quick, everybody's so on the move that you wouldn't know that like 200 kilometers away from you there's a war going on, which there was.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And you know, it's very unfortunate that this like attack happened on Muslims like during the holy month, just like how it happened in Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's like when these types of attacks happen, when like Muslims are the most vulnerable, when they're literally in the middle of acts of worship, when you're at the mosque, like that's so disheartening, and it's very like, it makes me feel sad. Obviously, like we don't condemn violence in any way at all. Oh no, we do condemn. What is it?
Sorry?
What the word condemn? Is it
we do condemn?
Yeah, sorry.
Violence in any way.
Condone.
Oh yeah.
We don't,
but we also do condemn it.
Yeah. Y'all know what I mean, okay? We don't support that. And I think, you know, Ethiopia, once upon a time, people of different religions were able to coexist peacefully. And I just like, I feel like in the last couple of years, like it's just been very like unsettling. There's been a lot of conflict. There's been a lot of like civil, I don't know if it's reached the level of in some areas, yes, it has reached the level of a war. Like it's just very unpeaceful right now. And it makes me sad for that country, because obviously like I wasn't born there. My parents are from there, but I still call that like a second home. And, you know, to the families that have been affected, like we're making dua for you, you know, may Allah grant you guys patience during this tough time. And for the ones that have passed away, may Allah forgive their sins and grant them Jannah. Like that's all we can really do. And just hope that, you know, I don't want to like say, oh, Ethiopian government, like you guys have to come out, because like, you know, who am I to really say that? But
there are people on so the main argument is that people are saying this is like
it's like a government, like the government doesn't support the Muslims and they're not speaking up against it, is what they're saying.
Yeah, because unfortunately, since there are a lot of ethnic conflict going on, there is a lot of ethnic conflict going on in Ethiopia right now, that is also bringing up the religious conflict that's been going on for hundreds of years in the country as well. And you know, when tensions rise, people start to get hurt, and of course like people will do despicable things like kill you in your own place of worship to try and send a message, right? And I
would consider that like an act of terrorism, because I'm sorry, like
it is an act of terrorism.
If a Muslim person did that, like everyone and their mama would call that an act of terrorism. So in this case, like when you have someone or a group of people who are attacking innocent people, that is the definition of terrorism, is it not? So, you know, it's very unfortunate. Yeah, as we always say, like, may Allah protect the Muslims. I don't know what else to say, the innocent people.
It becomes a terror attack when you're trying to infer terror in that community, right? And by killing those people, like it's less, it's more about just the act of doing it. They're trying to send a message in a way, and that's essentially makes it what terrorism.
Like I looked into like why, like the reason why, and essentially the Muslims that year wanted to, like, because it's Ramadan, like they wanted to pray and like break fast outside, like in the outer area of the mosque. And the Christian people in that region said, you know, this region is not for the Muslims, it's for the Christians. And so then they invoked the attacks, whether it was like bombing or starting a fire or shooting them. Like there was a whole bunch of different things that they did. Which
it's unfortunate that people feel like they need to go that far to settle a conflict. And all it does is make it worse. Like what do they think is going to come out of it by doing that, right? It's not going to make anything better. And like, it's weird because you always think that, like, people always try and say, like, at the end of the day, everybody just wants peace. Everybody wants what's best for their family, and they're just trying to be able to live their day to day. But then when you see things like this, like how did you think this was gonna go if you did this, right? You thought it was gonna make things better. You thought like your conflict you'd scare the people away. It's like, nah, you're just gonna create more trouble for both sides of the parties that are getting involved in this. But that are not even the people who are getting involved, like people who are the victims of it. Because violence perpetuates violence over time, right?
I was just gonna say, let's hope that there's no like retaliation, because then that's just gonna start a war, you know. So
and any retaliation, but any like recourse of this, like I mean, not any recourse. If there should be recourse of it. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And I think your mom was trying to tell us. I don't know.
I was like,
your mom was trying to tell us like the government wasn't saying anything, and hopefully they do say and do something about this.
I hope so, but you know, on Eid Day in like the capital of Ethiopia, in Addis, like a lot of people showed up for Eid prayer in the Mascal Square.
Yeah.
You know that place that we would drive by?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, it's just like big open
area.
Like,
I don't know if you saw the photos on Instagram.
No.
There were like thousands of people. I've never seen that many people ever. I'll show you the photo
for
after.
Eid prayer or just for
Eid prayer. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like a lot of them came with like flags to kind of show like solidarity, like we're all one.
Yeah.
And like people were protesting, like, and I was like, wow, they protest in Ethiopia.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, is Ethiopia majority Muslim?
Let's search that up. I don't know.
Well, as you search that up, I just want to add in, because one of the reasons that they were protesting was the original reason as to why there were so many people in that place of worship when they did that attack on was that they were doing it for a janaza. They're actually...
Oh, that was a funeral prayer?
It was a funeral prayer.
They attacked during
Ramadan?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's really sad. That's
the one thing that is actually makes it more...
Even
dreadful.
worse, yeah.
Makes it worse. The fact that, again, they were praying for the ones who were passed away. Unfortunately, it just added more turmoil.
According to Wikipedia, Islam is the second largest religion. So it's like about a little over a third % of the population is Muslim.
Okay.
Maybe more though. Like, I don't know how accurate. This is according to Wikipedia, so I don't know how.
Yeah, you don't know when the census was taken still.
Yeah.
But I guess it's more evenly divided than I thought it was. I don't know why in my brain I was like, oh, isn't it like 60%? No, but I don't think
Muslim?
So. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think it's that much.
I thought with the Oromo population alone, but I guess...
Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to like number them because there's so many.
Actually, no, not all Oromos are Muslim though.
Really?
I think so.
That's hella ignorant of us to not know. But
the president of the country is Oromo and he's not Muslim.
But he's half and half.
Can't be half Muslim.
No, I mean, no. That reminds me of like the kids back in the day. They'd be like, yeah,
Actually, yeah, I had a kid in my high school too that was like that.
I'm like, how could you be half of a religion? That don't make sense. But his like one parent was, one parent wasn't, and I guess he chose to like not be.
Yeah.
But still, no. There's enough of it. Like if a third of your population is Muslim, like y'all need to just figure your shit out, learn how to coexist because you know you guys have bigger problems to bigger problems to face. Than each other. Like it's more disheartening when you see people of the same nation attacking each other.
Yeah. Like, especially if they look very much alike.
Yeah. Like, don't you guys want the development of your country? Don't you guys want to feel safe in your own country and not be in a war-torn country? Like, that's so, I don't know. Like, I feel like low-key Ethiopia could be doing so well for itself. Like, it really is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa, but they would have been at a level of either a developed country or developing country instead of like an undeveloped or whatever they refer it as now.
Yeah.
But like it's like the people itself, they hold
it's hard to think about the development of your own country when you're in poverty, right? Because at that point you got to think for yourself, right? You can't really and that's the issue with the country. There's so much poverty in the country that everybody's kind of out for themselves because that's the only way you can survive.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So it's like partially the government is at fault and like the way that
everything is structured
is structured, but it's also like the people itself, it's like they almost like are dragging the country down.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone actively,
some yes, some not.
I guess so. Yeah because of like I mentioned,
we already spoke about like our frustrations of how they do things there.
Yeah, a lot of our dad is rubbing off, or my dad is rubbing off on most now.
No, for sure. But like I just wanted to start off, or not really start off, but like bring that up and acknowledge that. So don't you ever think of it, like when is the right time to do it? When is the right time to turn off your heater? Yeah, by the way, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. You still have yours on. What? You still have yours on, your heater. Do we? Yeah. Is that why it's so hot in here? Yes. I've been telling you, like, it's hot. I can see you sweating. Yeah, I am sweating a little bit still. I don't want to put my arms up because it's like this navy blue would turn to a dark blue, bro. I'm scared. I don't want to. I'm just gonna keep my hands by my side. No, but I feel like in Canada or even Toronto or maybe Canada in general, the weather is so bipolar that like. It can literally be like right now it's like 18 degrees outside, summer weather, people walking in shorts, and next week there could be like a snowstorm coming. Literally. And you won't even, and it's not even like something you can prepare for. Yeah. And then literally the next day it'll be like sunny and stuff, everything again. Not even, sometimes it's in the same day. Like I literally wrote here, experiencing 3 seasons in everyone day. Knows that. If you live in Toronto, you're going to experience many seasons. They like
if you have to go out that day,
you take a jacket.
Yeah.
You also like prepare to like, you know what I mean? Like you have to prepare to be really cold and really hot all in one day.
Exactly. And I don't know. This city is like giving us more and more reasons to not stay here.
I know.
Like we've got like, I think one of my things that I wanted to talk about at one point was like the existential crisis of every youth in this country right now or this city right now, because they're like, gas is high,
Rent
cost
is high.
of living is high,
Groceries are high.
Groceries are high. Wages are not in line with the inflation that we're currently seeing. Like everything is literally like doubling and tripling within like months. Not even like, usually this happens over years.
Yeah.
But everything is doubling and tripling in price over such a short period of time. And like the wages that we need to be able to even survive when I say survive, like just be able to like feed and like stay somewhere is not matching that in any way. That like, I feel like every youth in the country is like, why am I still here? Like we should just leave and like find somewhere.
Well, like I can't remember what the exact number was, but it was like somewhere around like 1.5 million Ontarians, people from Ontario have left already. Yeah. Have moved out of Ontario to like BC, or I don't know if BC
BC would be even worse.
Like Alberta probably. Yeah. Ottawa maybe. Yeah. I think it's Toronto itself that's like expensive.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what's funny? I was listening to there's YouTubers called Abbas and Preach. And they usually make like reaction videos to different things online. But they're Montreal comedians. Okay. And he was talking about like one of the Abbas, he's actually Ethiopian as well. He has an apartment in downtown Montreal. And it's like 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, like a lot of space. Guess how much he pays a month?
It's probably like I don't know, $10,000.
$10,000. It's $1,300 a month. Yeah.
That's so cheap.
I legitimately like almost seriously started looking up for apartments in Montreal.
Yo, Montreal is not cheap, but it's Montreal.
No, Montreal, but like honestly, that might be the move. Like Montreal's like, we know some people there.
We do.
Like it might be the move, but then again, the people from Montreal don't want people to come over because then they were just gonna ruin their market as well.
Yeah, that's like Texas.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Like what happened in Texas. Like Texas was super cheap. Everybody started moving to Texas. Now Texas is starting to become more expensive again. Yeah. Or it is now expensive. And it's going to start happening everywhere that has like somewhat good weather. Yeah. Because that's what the big thing is, right? It has to have somewhat like livable weather. Yeah. Because if you're living in like, sorry to people in Manitoba, but like, straight up, if you're living in Manitoba, like how do you not already have depression? You probably already have depression.
Like unless you have a farm, like what are you doing in Manitoba?
Yeah.
Like for real.
I feel like anyone who's listening, I don't know, do we have any listeners in Manitoba? I'm gonna check like the statistics.
Maybe. I doubt
it.
Also,
I just want to add in a bit. So like just say something random from Toronto downtown. Yeah. 1 bachelor apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. You're looking at 1,400.
1,400? And where?
Pretty much North York.
Oh, is this in Toronto?
Yeah.
See? And how many square feet is it?
It doesn't specify.
It's probably like 400 square feet. It's like super small. It's a shoebox.
Exactly.
Dang.
And that's in North York. Like North York is in the city. It's like north of the city. Well, I guess you can
North York is like nice-ish though. It's
like North York is a big place.
I searched for another one. Bachelor, 1 bed, 1 bathroom, Concord Avenue in Toronto, 2,500.
See, and like the prices are fluctuate so much. You can like go across the street somewhere and it'll be a lot higher.
I'm never gonna move out.
No, but that's one thing. Like I see people like I've lived in this neighborhood majority of my life at this point. And like a lot of us are still living here. Like people I know from high school and elementary school and stuff, we still live here because and I don't know what the reasons are, but I'm gonna assume that some of them is because of how expensive it is to move out, and it just makes more sense to stick around until like maybe you find a partner that you live with. Like a lot of people are probably moving to that more style where that immigrants do, where like you only move out until once you get married.
Yeah, because listen, if you're trying to save, you cannot save if you are trying to move out on your own. Like unless you're making over 100K, which let's be real, okay? Maybe some of us are. Yeah. Good on you if you are, but not all of us are. That's not common for a lot of people here, right? So how do you expect to save any money if you move out on your own? You're the only one paying rent, unless you have a roommate, of course. Yeah. But
it's becoming essential now. Yeah. For and unfortunately schools don't prepare you for this. It's becoming essential for every single person to be financially savvy. Not savvy, sorry. Financially literate. It's not illiterate.
Yeah.
Financially literate.
Yeah.
Before they even leave high school. Because you have to know even how to save your money before you get to high school. Because when you're in high school, that's when you first usually get your first job and you start getting money. Like if you don't, like if I was financially literate the moment I got a job, I would probably be set for life right now, because all I would know is like, okay, put some money into the market, add it over time. And compounding is such like a crazy thing. Like you don't realize how much you can make from just compounding.
They did teach us that. Like I remember learning that in functions.
Yeah, but that's like when you're doing it, you're just thinking about like the problem itself. You're thinking about math. They're not telling you, hey, you can use this for your own financial literacy, right? Like to help yourself in the future, right?
Yeah.
But what's up?
I was going to say, if schools introduce a program where they actually provide some financing to actual students to actually say, okay, put it into this account.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
actually do it as a compound, and say, do not touch this account until specific years afterwards. I think that may.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to, right? Basically saying like and everybody talks about this, how schools should prepare kids financially for the future, right? Because they kind of just teach you like book smarts, but not. And I would consider financial literacy as street smarts in a way.
Agreed.
And that's essential now. It's not like. And multiple streams of income is now essential. It's not like something that you can do. Like back in the day, you could just have one regular job, work your way up, that kind of thing, and do that. You don't have to work in a crazy like firm or whatever, just make a bunch of money. I don't know why I mentioned a firm, but like now it's almost essential to have multiple streams of income to be able to even survive.
Yeah,
let alone thrive.
If you want a car, if you want to have your own house, or just wherever, because maybe a house is not attainable for everyone, but like just a place to live, whether you're paying a mortgage or rent. If you're also paying for car insurance, groceries, your bills, you need to like make at least like 75K, if not more. Yeah.
75K now is like the bottom.
Yeah, that's the bottom of middle
compared
class.
To like the middle class. And there is no more middle class, by the way.
Yeah, it's just poor and rich.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I'm in the poor classification.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because there was actually a study where they had a bunch of college students who were about to graduate and from universities. Like these are high, what do you call it again? Like top universities in the country. And they said like, what do you expect to be making in your first year? And what do you expect to be making in like your 5 years? And a high percentage of them said they expect to be making out of the gate 100K per year. And by like 5 years, be making, or 5 to 10 years, be making like 150K to 200.
Was this in the States?
In the States.
What field were they in? Tech?
No, this is general students. And it shows you like all these kids have such high expectations and don't realize they weren't taught like what the reality of the situation is.
Yeah.
And then when they found out what the average is, the average for those students, or in America in general, the starting wage is 50K.
That's pretty good.
Huh?
That's pretty good to start.
That's the average. But then like not everyone's going to, and you're dealing with like things that might throw off the average. Like, I don't know if they've accounted for this, but like people who are making like 300K because you also have a lot of people in tech who are making money right away. Yeah. And a lot of people are moving to tech because of that reason, because of like the high pay with the flexible hours and all that stuff. But not everyone is interested in tech. That's true. Not everyone can get into tech, right? They make it seem very easy online, but it does require some work at least to get into it, and you have to have some interest in it, or then you're just gonna go crazy. Because the hours, even though they're flexible, they can be kind of crazy, where you're kind of working like late nights, depending on where you work and what projects you're working on, right?
Right.
I don't know why I went on that rant. For financial reasons. Oh yeah, we were talking about when to turn on the heater.
How did that?
I don't know.
If y'all were following along, I'm sure you're entertained now, because I don't even know how we somehow managed to get to that point.
Hey, that's what this podcast is for, okay? We're not here to stay on track.
Also, we're at 49 minutes. Oh, actually, do we need to pause it?
Nah, I think we should be good.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how many minutes does it say on the camera there, Abbas?
32.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add to that?
Should we answer the question then? When is it good to turn on?
Yeah, like no, I actually want to know.
Well, I guess the answer we did technically give is that we don't know. You kind of have to just like suss it out. I think now we're in the time we're now.
Yeah.
I think you're good to take out.
But it's gonna be so cold at night.
No. The nights are good now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I was out last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was fine.
Really?
It also depends on the months you're actually in, because like, for example, if let's just say this month right now, this whole entire week, we're going to see double digits.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited. Not that I'm doing anything, but.
So yeah, I think May is a good time.
All right, I'm going to go home and turn off my heater.
Oh, it's not off yet?
No, yours isn't off either.
I don't think my heater's on.
Trust me, it's on. I feel a warmth in the air.
That's just us. That's our energy.
It's like a warm
just thriving here, you know?
The air feels thick.
I am thermodynamic. Okay, I'm just giving off this energy.
Pretty much
You're literally sweating.
Heat.
Like looking at you.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna turn off our heaters now. If you are from Toronto and you haven't already done that, this is your reminder.
Sorry, I know I have another tangent here. It's sort of related to this.
Let's hear
but
it.
Like, we're actually in a unique situation where we have heaters and AC. There are a lot of places in both America and Canada that don't have heaters and AC.
I know.
Which is really weird. And I feel like now, because of climate change and everything, it's going to become the norm where everybody's going to start implementing it.
Yeah.
Because, like, 40, 50 years ago, where climate change wasn't really a huge thing, like where the weather was more predictable, those places didn't really need it. Like Vancouver doesn't have heaters. I think you said Alberta doesn't have heaters. Yeah. So they don't have AC.
Yeah.
Sorry, they don't have AC. But now, like, we're hitting records every year. Like, you expect it now to hit a record with weather. So I feel like those places are going to start implementing it more and like actually including it in their buildings and blueprint stuff. And they aren't, then they're not really thinking ahead. I
mean, in Alberta, like some places had AC, but like in our Airbnb and like a lot of the houses that we were in, nobody had it. I'm like, is this not standard? I'm sorry.
And I don't think was there like a lot of foliage around the house? Like, was there trees and stuff to at least give you some type of shade on the house?
Kind of, but like there was just like, even if all the windows were open, the air was just so still. Yeah. So it's like you just sit in the heat and you're like, oh my God, I hate it here.
Yeah. So the fact that that's not a thing, but then you also have to account for like, okay, so you're dealing with extreme weather and one of the solutions is to add AC. But then the reason that we're having this issue is because of the overuse of energy and putting like methane or CO2 gas into the air. But I feel like ACs and heaters add that to the air. So it's almost you're like perpetuating it and making it even worse by like trying to solve your problem by cooling yourself down, but then you're actually making the climate change faster. I need to do more research on exactly how AC and heaters, but I believe they do affect the environment. So that's something else to account for when you're dealing with that situation.
But
you can use more clean energy. What?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, if you want to be more...
environmentally friendly?
Yeah, if you want to be more environmentally friendly, you can also just, the way that you structure your homes, just like how they do in Africa, like, there are certain materials that you build your house with to keep the cool air in and the hot air out. Yeah. I don't know what the materials are. Don't ask me that, but there's just,
Yeah, because doesn't Australia do a very similar thing? Like, they don't have AC.
They don't have central AC like we do. They have, like, the ones that you attach to the walls.
Yeah, but anyone can do that, right? Like, but the house, if you got it like straight up without adding anything to it, it wouldn't have AC, right?
No.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, and we have a lot of like family and friends from Australia that have come here, and I've also been there, and I've noticed that like they've said to me, our homes are built in a certain way. Because in Canada, in Toronto, it gets cold where I think it's standard, right? We have to have like a certain level of insulation. Yeah. So they don't have... They have some kind of insulation, but it's not like on our level. Yeah. And like I remember one of my friends who came to my house was like, wow, your floors are warm. Like our floors are ice cold. And I'm like, huh? What? Because like in my parents' house, like there's insulation under the tile so that the tiles are warm. They don't get cold in the winter. They don't have that in Australia. So it's like one of our good friends, Amina, Abbas' sister, she's always telling me like the house, like you feel it in your bones, like how cold it gets, even if the heater's on, just because of the way that their insulation is.
I would never feel comfortable in that kind of thing, man. No.
But I also just feel like, your body just acclimates to wherever you are, right? Yeah. Like if we were to just leave winter here and then go there while it's still winter, we'd be like, oh, this is nothing.
Honestly, I think it's a fair trade-off for living in Australia, like with that weather.
Yeah, I'd rather live
next to you, all that kind of stuff.
I would literally like die to live somewhere like that. Yeah. The only thing that's like throwing me off is just all the bugs. Yeah. But like I saw some spiders there. Nothing too crazy.
Well, like when you're there long enough, that's when you see more of them, right?
I was there for a month.
Honest,
like I was
heat
expecting
is
to
a
see.
trade-off when you have to deal with bugs.
Not when you have arachnophobia.
Yeah.
You know?
You would probably survive.
I'm like very afraid. Yeah. I told you I was trying to join a support group for centipedes.
What I was going to say is that the spiders here are a lot more friendlier in comparison to the ones in Australia.
Friendlier?
Yeah.
They got personalities?
Well, the only ones that you have to deal with are two that are venomous, which are, again, mainly souther to the border.
You mean like the black widow and the brown recluse?
Oh, we have those?
Yeah.
We do have the occasion where like fruits come up with some black widows inside sometimes.
Yeah.
What?
We never knew that?
But in Australia, on the other hand, you have varieties or better yet species.
Why are you looking up?
Because I wanted to see what was the other one. Brown what?
Brown recluse.
What does that look like?
No, that was fine.
Like a violin shape on its thorax.
The black widow, yeah.
No. The black widow has an hourglass, a red hourglass.
Oh, I thought the brown recluse was just brown.
It's brown, but it also has a violin shape on it as well.
Stop looking at spiders, Sada.
I really just like feel uncomfortable.
Oh my god, where's your thing? Let's put this back down.
well, no, like we just like take it off.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I was saying Australia has species dedicated for it, which is like those are the ones that you want to be more.
Yeah, that's the meme, right? That's the meme. Like Australia has like
wants to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. But you got nice beaches.
Yeah, with sharks and salt water.
Well, yeah, that like I said, trade-offs, pros and cons. That's all it is.
I guess it's balance, you know.
Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna have it that nice, you gotta have some balance, okay? When we're out here like suffering in the cold.
Now the Aussies are gonna hit us up like, yeah, everyone come to Melbourne. But yeah, I don't know. I'm literally gonna turn off your heater after this.
Okay, we'll check if it's even on. I bet you it's not even on. You're just like overheating for some reason, okay?
So are you though.
Yeah, but that's because I worked out, so my body's like still like.
How many hours ago?
No, but actually, when you work out, when you're a person who normally works out, you sweat a lot easier. That's why like my back is always wet and like my arm.
What's my excuse? So the next point that I have is how to maintain religious motivation after Eid and like just overall religious anxiety as a Muslim. So I guess I'll like explain that so you kind of know.
You know, it's funny. They actually gave a lesson about that yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah. You could have made it to the lesson.
All right, summarize. Go.
What? No, they literally he was just talking about that, like how a lot of people, they'll set up all these goals, not goals, but like they'll become a better Muslim during Ramadan and they'll build all these good habits during Ramadan. But the moment Ramadan's over, they kind of just like all these habits start falling off and they start like not forgetting, but just some of them just like stop doing all the good things they started building during Ramadan. When he didn't say you have to like keep doing, or like, of course it's better to keep doing all those things, but it's like don't 100% just drop everything that you improved on during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Like let's say his example was like, this is just a very simple example. Like let's say you try to watch less TV during Ramadan, like less shows and reality shows, whatever shows you're watching, and when you're coming back after Ramadan, instead of going all in and trying to catch up on all your shows, maybe just watch like one episode instead of 10 episodes. Just do it slowly, just so you don't like overwhelming yourself with all this content.
That's a very relatable
thing
to say, because I remember sometimes or I'm not gonna lie to you, like there have been times where like the new season of Elite comes out, I'm like, ooh, I know the premise of this show, I'm not gonna watch it during Ramadan. It's okay, I'll just catch up on when the month is over. And then you're there like binging like at 2 a.m. like exactly 4 episodes in a row, you know?
Yeah, so
not that I've done that, I'm just saying. I didn't do that.
Well, yeah, that was just an example there. Like try and at least like hold on to some of these habits, you know. And he's like think of like Ramadan as like leveling up, like every year becoming a little bit better, and like you're keeping a few more of those habits every year and becoming a better Muslim every year. Like those goals that we mentioned to set.
I think that like it's easy for a lot of us to set goals for Ramadan specifically because we know that it's like, okay, I can do this for a certain amount of days. Like I can do this for 30 days. And, you know, one would hope that we kind of, because you've developed this new habit over the past month, like you kind of keep it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, like, I think we kind of are a little too hard on ourselves. Like, it's like, damn, like, you know, you realize that it hits you maybe 2 months later. let's say your goal for Ramadan was to like not listen to music. So maybe you get into podcasts, which I know a lot of people, you know, have said they do that. Like
welcome,
I've done
guys.
that.
Welcome to the podcast game.
If that's you,
exactly.
Shout out to y'all. But you know, and then sometimes it there's so much like temptation is the word.
Yeah.
That sucks you back in and you're dragged back into whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's listening to music or whatever the case may be. And you might feel like guilty about it. Like even the fact that you feel guilty or any sort of remorse is a good sign.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, I'm not saying you should always feel like, I feel like I'm eating my words right
now.
No,
feeling guilty is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah. Like that might be like the first step. And maybe next Ramadan, like you might listen to it even less and you might, you know, continue with the podcast. And then the one after that, you might just stop completely. Like whatever your goal is, like you shouldn't beat yourself up over the fact that you haven't achieved that goal the first year that you set it.
Because that can be a demotivating factor and just make you not want to do it at all.
Yeah, and that's
but if you let that beat you up, then you're just gonna be like, I don't feel like I was gonna be able to do it anyway, so I'm just not even gonna try. That's where like religious anxiety like comes from. Yeah, I saw a post on TikTok and it made me so sad. Like this girl made a video and she was basically just like making dua that she remains like steadfast on her prayers. Yeah, like, she's like, you know, I'm so motivated during Ramadan, but the second it ends, I'm just like, I have no like motivation to get up and pray. And a lot of people in the comments were like, you know, saying me too. And I'm just like, and they were all like, we're afraid for Ramadan to end. That's what they were saying. And I'm like, man, like you should never like, I get that feeling of like the sadness of Ramadan ending, because we do have like a more higher sense of motivation during the month, but don't anticipate that your motivation will drop, because it's like if you start to prepare yourself for like, yeah, I'm not going to continue this when the month is over, then you might end up following suit. But if you kind of tell yourself like, you know what? No, I want to, out of the 10 goals that I've made, I want to make sure that I keep 2 of them. Yeah, exactly. You know, don't make your goals like unrealistic. You know, don't try to maintain every single thing that you did, because that's just not realistic for our lifestyle here and the way that we live here in like non-Muslim countries. But you know, you should never feel like you're not a good Muslim, or you're not good enough to, as long as you're trying, that's all that matters, you know? Yeah. But social media can be such a like hit or miss place whenever you like trying to be more open or more more open about like your religious struggles, the journey, I guess. Yeah, because like you can have a lot of supportive people, but then if you get the wrong crowd on there, there'll be a lot of people making you feel worse for who you are. Yeah. And like whenever I see that, I'm like, come on, like maybe you shouldn't post on social, like not you shouldn't post on social media, but like be very careful and don't take in too much of what people are saying. Look at the positive, because there can be a lot of people who don't have that like the wisdom or the empathy, maybe or empathy to see what you're trying to say and go a little deeper, and they see it for face value what it is and immediately start like barraging you with negative comments and saying how you're a horrible person, and that could be another factor in demotivating someone to actually start doing what they were talking about in the video. Even those people though, like if you feel like you're holier than thou, you better check yourself. Those are usually the worst people. Quick. I know, but like I'm saying, like who are you to go, like if you see your Muslim brother or sister is struggling in something, who are you to then go and like judge them, criticize them publicly on a platform? Like if you truly allegedly, you know, if you care for someone's akhirah, like why don't you go be a person of support? Hit them up and be like, hey, like I noticed that you said you're struggling with X. Exactly. Let me help you out. Let's be friends or whatever. You know, like I think that's the whole reason why some people post these things, is because maybe they don't have that sense of community in real life, or maybe they're ashamed. So they'll go online, post it, and then usually you find like-minded people with your content, right? And you know, hopefully you hope that someone says, oh, like I totally relate, and that kind of makes you feel like you're not alone in your struggle. Yeah, it's funny, like just to give an example, is like someone, let's say there's a recent convert, and they put up a video talking about like maybe their conversion story or like something they're struggling with, and they might use a sound that's like a song in the background. Oh my god, I've seen those. And then people are so like, won't listen to anything in the video and immediately be like, why'd you use this music in the background? You're like completely going against like everything that you're trying to say in this thing. It's like, come on, just listen to what they're trying to say. Don't like that's just maybe they use it because it's a popular sound, they want to get out to more people kind of thing, right? And they forgot to put down the volume. Like you're assuming a lot here
I know
that you don't even know, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Especially
about.
if they're a new Muslim, maybe they don't even know the rules yet, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, that can be so disheartening, especially when you see it and you like know how it can really affect someone's feelings toward the religion, and like especially if they're new, like you want to be able to show those people how accepting we are and how nurturing we are.
Yeah.
Because you can really have someone go back on what they're doing because they see like the negativity first before seeing the positive.
And that's like the absolute worst case scenario is like there's a new Muslim and through your actions and your words that you turn them off from Islam. Like shame on you for doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
But for those of us that are trying to keep up with our goals, like hang in there, you got this.
Mm-hmm.
We can create our own little like support group through the Cousin Connection Instagram if you guys want. But we all got this, and inshallah we all live to see another Ramadan. To set more goals. Mm-hmm. And Amir will still try not to open the fridge as many times.
Yes. I did pretty good this year, guys.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Like I the only time I ever opened it was when I was preparing meals, not during the day. But yeah, we talked about it before. Like this Ramadan wasn't too crazy. Like it was like pretty good.
Chill.
Yeah, it went by really fast too.
Very fast.
Super fast. Like when we were talking about taking the time off, like I didn't even realize that like literally Eid was coming up like that weekend. I was like, is it really like already done like this? But can I talk
more
about
or less
what?
How each Ramadan, if you're enjoying it as much, you'll just see it go flying by as much as possible. As well.
So I'm gonna start not enjoying it so it can last long enough. Okay, so
I know you've been dying to talk about this.
Okay, you can shut this off now if you don't care about Marvel and all that stuff. Thank you for listening.
All right, I'm a head out.
I'm just kidding. No, but I'm telling you right now, like if you're a Marvel fan, I feel like this movie was basically just like okay. So today, me and Abbas, we watched Doctor Strange and Madness in the Multiverse. What is it called? Shoot, why am I forgetting the name? Yeah, but essentially, like it's a culmination of like it's basically all fan services, and it's not only a culmination of like all the Marvel movies, but it's a culmination of like every superhero movie related to Marvel that came out. Because there's the MCU. What the MCU is? So the MCU is basically like everything in this shared universe that's been coming out in the past 10 years, including that started from Iron Man. So all that stuff that came out after Iron Man that's in the Marvel universe is part of one world, essentially.
More than 10 years? Because Iron Man came out.
Yeah, now it's more than 10 years. But that was all part of like a shared universe. But of course you have like other companies, because what happened was like in I think the late 90s, Marvel was like bankrupt. I think I've mentioned this before. They were bankrupt and they started selling their assets to different companies, and they kept a lot of the major names like Iron Man, Thor, because people didn't really care about them back then. But places like Sony took like Spider-Man and Venom and all these things, and like Fox took the X-Men, which are like a very big part of it. But now like they're able to kind of work together, and they're kind of all being brought back to the same universe. And oh wait, am I spoiling the movie?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh shoot, I just realized I can't talk about this movie.
Just you can say your thoughts.
I'm just saying, okay.
Don't spoil it.
I just realized I can't talk about this movie, so I'm gonna stop it.
Are you serious?
I was literally about to.
No.
What?
Hold up. You can say some bits of it. Like,
but let's just say, like this is like a culmination of everything that we've seen in related to Marvel, and like it gives a lot of fan service. It's definitely like a lot more horror elements in it. Like even for me, like it was, like it had some jump scares in it. Like, get ready for that if you're going to watch it.
I'm not going to lie. When I was right beside him watching it, I'm just looking back at him.
Yeah, he can see me. I was literally, like, going, like, slowly, like, lower in my chair as we were watching it. Because there are actually some pretty good jump scares in there. But, yeah, this is definitely, like, one of my favorite Marvel movies that came out. Probably not better than Spider-Man. I still love Spider-Man more. You liked it better than Spider-Man, Abbas?
No, I'm seeing it's very close to getting up to Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man was just because like that was also a very fan service movie, and also kind of culminating like multiple different Spider-Mans. I don't think it's a spoiler anymore. Like different Spider-Mans that we've seen in the movies before Tom Holland and stuff, like all kind of being included, and kind of like came to like the fact that everything is now being connected for nerds is like a huge thing. Like now, those movies you watched back in the day actually have meaning to them. Like before, because essentially the issue before was that like they would keep remaking movies. Like they made Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire first, and then they made 3 movies of that, and then they kind of stopped, and then they came out with a new Spider-Man called The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
See, I knew that.
There you go. You got that one.
And Emma Stone, right?
Yeah. And then they made 2 movies out of that. It didn't do very well because the movies weren't very good. So then they revamped it again, but this time in the MCU because Sony was like, you know what? We're going to work with Marvel. We didn't do really good with Spider-Man by ourselves. We're going to give it on Marvel's hands and see if they do good with it. Or technically Disney. And they have a guy named Kevin Feige who runs the MCU. And basically, he's like the mastermind of everything. Like, he's the one who from day one was like, this is the timeline we're going to follow. And everything needs that, right? That's why it's been so good with the MCU, because they have someone who's kind of saying, he's like the top boss of it. So he tells you what the timeline is going to be. He tells them what the timeline is going to be. And it makes everything connect nicely.
Okay.
Is
he like the CEO of Marvel or something?
Essentially.
Oh, okay.
But no, he's not the CEO of Marvel, but essentially he's CEO of like
creative director
the Marvel movie universe.
Oh, okay.
Or cinematic universe. But now like people felt like every time they revamped it, it was almost like, why did we watch those earlier movies? Of course, the first 3 Spider-Mans that came out with Tobey Maguire are still known as like the best ones.
Yeah.
But because they had this remake with Tom Holland, they're like, I guess those movies, they're just more of like a one-off by themselves. But now that they've connected everything, it actually gives you a reason to kind of go back to them and watch them again, because now everything is connected, and maybe they can even go into the future and like make more movies in those universes. So just as a nerd, like everything when you saw in this movie, including Spider-Man, all that just made our like heads explode essentially. But yeah, it was a really good movie. The story was good. The horror elements were good. There's a lot of like surprises in there that like we were expecting some of them, but not. There are other ones that were even more surprising than that.
Let's just say, as we went through the movie, we were just waiting, who's the antagonist, until it just hit us in the face and like.
Oh yeah, like right away. Like I kind of actually knew who was going to be like the antagonist of the movie or like the villain of the movie.
Sorry, for which one, Spider-Man or this?
For this one, for
Doctor
Strange. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that as a Marvel fan, this is a must watch. You should watch the movie. And if you don't like Marvel, then this was all nonsense to you. Like that.
No, some of the things kind of made sense now.
No, but it'll make more sense when you actually watch all of them. I'm telling you right now.
Is the latest Spider-Man, is that on Disney Plus yet?
No, because technically it's still owned by Sony. So I think it's on like Netflix, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh no, actually, I think it is on Disney Plus. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, we'll watch it together.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I wanted to say more, but then I realized I would be spoiling it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
So I tried to skirt around that, but I'm just saying it's a really good movie. They kind of connect a lot of things. What?
Not yet.
Oh, it's not yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right. We can rip it on something. We can find on one of those legal sites. Okay,
all right.
But yeah, thank you again for listening, guys. Remember, you can follow us on all socials, Cousin Connection Pod. Like the video. I keep forgetting.
I was gonna say in the beginning, but I forgot to. Like, I made a mental note.
Yeah.
And then we got into our topic. Did you ever remember, by the way, your train of thought that you lost in the beginning?
Nah. Oh. Next podcast already. When I'm rewatching it, I'll be like, oh, that's what I was trying to get to.
And then it'll be like a little like Amir floating, a small Amir, like, this is what I really meant to say.
I could probably edit something like that. I'm not going to. That's too much work. But yeah, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. I see like 40% of you are watching the videos but not subscribing, so hit that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 2K here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost there. We're only 400 subscribers away.
And follow us on TikTok. If you guys want us to do more like TikTok-y type of things, right now we're kind of just using that platform to showcase like our clips, just like we do on Instagram. But if you want us to like become actual TikTokers, totally, I'll force this guy to do it. Okay. You know, might have to like get into some trends here, but
yeah. Oh yeah, and thank you, Abbas. Abbas. Why say Abbas for being our, I guess, half guest, half audience member.
Yeah.
You hear him tripping in.
What are your thoughts? You watched a live recording.
Jumping in a couple times.
To be honest, it's genuine. Let's just say that.
is genuine, right? Like he's like, he's off the cuff kind of stuff. But
we grew up with him. He knows us
exactly,
like really, really well. So we ain't faking it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks again for listening, guys.
Bye.